Hello and welcome to the 8th RLIGOLF podcast of 2018. You're listening to your PGA professional Ryan Ingram, and if you haven't tuned in with us before, we release one podcast per week talking anything from swing tips to random day-to-day activity as a golf pro. In this week's episode, we're going to talk about the hot topics right now of 2018 within golf, so let's get started. The first hot topic we're going to look at today is slow play, and is it a problem within golf? The issue with slow play is continuing to be more of a problem, and the fans are starting to notice. Like myself watching it the other night, Webb Simpson was the key man who was in slow play, playing with Alex Noren, and Alex Noren had to wait on every tee shot. From the 14th hole, it started to kind of get a problem, and we're seeing the commentators being furious about it. And there isn't any sort of solution at the moment. There seems to be on tour. No penalties are being given. No governing bodies have came out and said anything either way. So that part's pretty disappointing in my eyes. We want a game. We want it to be fun. We want everyone to enjoy it. If it's taken so long to get a round of golf in, especially when these guys are so good on tour as well and they're taking the time. I know it's for money. And I know they've got to think about, well, this shot could be me making £30,000 or £100,000. It's a lot of money, and there's a lot of money at stake for these guys. But at the same time, everyone's in the same situation, and there's players that's a lot faster, and there is players that are a lot slower than some people, like Webb Simpson. But Webb Simpson, for me, taking so long on that shot. I think it was the 14th hole, if I can remember. When the commentators were really firing about it, and it's just not on. Taking 2 minutes to take a golf shot, for me, it's far too long, and we've got to address this situation somewhere and hopefully find a solution where they get a penalty shot or they get fined if they go over that 40-second shot barrier that they're allowed to take, and that actually comes down if you're the second or the third or the fourth player within your group also. In all reality, the tours are going to have to do something about it, put some fear into the players in order to speed them up. There was a suggestion on the golf commentators were saying that they were going to take some FedEx Cup points off the players, may give them a threat, may penalise them with money fines, but is it going to do the trick? We're going to have to see what gets released from the governing bodies, and the tours are going to have to work together so it's clean between the European Tour and the PGA Tour, so we can sort out this situation and quicken play up. I know there's some events happening where it's quick versions of golf, and that's great, but these guys are playing for a lot of money. We need to be able to get the players playing quicker in 18 holes instead of these 6-hole fast events. This is the game, 18 holes of golf. How can we quicken this game up? What do you think, guys? Let us know on my social media platforms. Give us a message. Let us know what you think, and we can have a little chat about how we can tackle slow play. You can find any of my social media platforms at RLIGolf. So let's get on to the next topic. And does the modern ball travel too far? What do you think, guys? Again, send me the messages. We'll have a chat. We'll have a good opinionated conversation. And for me, why would we want to put restrictions on golf balls? Why would we want to hit the golf ball shorter? Don't we all want to hit it longer? The guys on tour that are bombing it 350 yards with the driver now, them guys work hard. They're going to separate themselves because they work harder than the other guys on tour. So there's going to be no difference to the guys on tour. They're still going to hit it further than the other shorter hitters on tour. But for us average golfers shooting in the 90s, is it going to make a difference? If they put restrictions on the golf balls, yes, we're going to hit it shorter. We struggle at the best of times to reach par 4s in 2, unlike these guys on tour hitting drivers or even irons into par 4 greens now. But them are skilled. Them are at the top of this game. And for the likes of us, that average player, we want to be able to hit the golf ball onto the green in 2 shots with that 4-iron that we're taking. Not what them are taking, maybe a pitching wedge, a 9-iron into the green. But it's hard enough to use that 4-iron, 5-iron as it is without limiting how far that golf ball is going to travel now with the golf ball. So for me, it's a bad topic. I would like to see that golf ball being put to its maximum limit. These companies have paid so many millions of pounds to scientifically get these golf balls so that they can reach the maximum limit that's allowed and optimize the performance of these golf balls. So it's going to cost these companies a lot of money if they're going to start to put restrictions on the technology that's being used in the golf balls. Golf balls weren't a factor when Jack Nicklaus was hitting the golf ball further than any other competitor that he was playing around his time. He was an elite athlete. That's the way he separated himself from the other players with his long game. And the same for Tiger Woods in his early days. He had length, and that's how he dominated the game of golf. And likewise, Dustin Johnson now, he hasn't been the one that's created the distance, and now everyone's talking about putting restrictions on golf balls. It's just there's now more players being able to hit the golf ball further because they're getting themselves into the gym, just like Tiger Woods did in his early stages of his career, like he still does now. And it's good to see him back on tour, which we'll get onto another hot topic in just a second of Tiger Woods. But McIlroy's in there, Dustin Johnson. Most of the guys on tour now are in the gym, and this is what's helping create more distance because of the science behind how they're creating good body movements, and all this equipment that they do have is helping them to hit the golf ball further. Yes, the golf ball does play a part in that, but that's what we want to see in golf. We want to see these guys bombing it over 300 yards. And for us as well, when we play golf, we are looking to get that distance also. And it's not going to help the game of golf if they start to put restrictions onto golf balls, in my opinion. So, getting onto the topic of Tiger Woods, will he win another major? This is a one for me that's very easy to say. I think he will. We've seen him over the last few weeks improving his game, working on his game, getting himself back to where he was when he was playing before his injuries. And we can start to see good signs from Tiger. I mean, he just missed out on finishing in the top 10 last week. He's playing more events. His back's good. He feels good in himself. He just needs to get a bit more playing in him, learn how to score again, and I think he'll be coming back fighting against the top guys on tour. And yes, he will win another major, I'm going to say, and I hope he does win another 4 to get up to Jack Nicklaus's record of 18 majors. Tiger's at 14 at the moment, so it is a long shot. He hasn't got time on his side, so he's going to have to do it pretty fast if he is going to start to win these events. I think he is now 43, correct me if I'm wrong. However, the Masters is coming up. Will he compete at this year's Masters? Looking at the Honda Classic last week, on the weekend, he played really well. He's fighting some old tendencies that he's always had in his game, and it's never really stopped him performing at his best before. So a few more rounds, few more tournaments under his belt before working towards the Masters, and I think he could be up there in good contention, making that top 10 at least. It would get things really firing in the world of golf if he was to make a good performance at the Masters. So let me know what you think. Will he win another major? Will he win the Masters this year? Fire them comments on social media and give me a personal message, and we can have a good conversation about Tiger Woods. I don't mind talking about Tiger. He's one of my favourites. So the last question or topic that I want to talk to you about is, would you rather win one time a year on tour for 10 years, or would you want to win the Masters just once and no other event? For me, I'm going to say that I would like to win a tour event every year. I think there's going to be more money in for us. Winning the Masters, you're going to receive a lot of money, a lot of publicity. You're going to set yourself for life. But as a player, I think winning a tournament every year is just going to top up that bank account, get you a few extra sponsors, and see you set for a good amount of time and enjoy your playing career as you're going along and still playing golf for a good living and not being too much down on your motivational because you're not winning any events every year, although the Masters is a good, prestigious event. So let me know what you would go for. Find me on social media at RLIGolf, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can also find instructional videos on YouTube. By all means, get yourself subscribing and give me the thumbs up on those videos, and that will help me out a great deal. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode on a few hot topics of 2018 in the golf world. But until next time, you've been speaking to your PGA professional, Ryan Ingram. Bye for now.